Welcome.
Hello.
This is the Midwest Anime Podcast.
I guess you'll do openings from now on.
Wow. At least for the...
Not but 2 hours ago. This man
there was too long of a pause.
said,
I'm trying not to edit. I'm not trying not to edit out too many long pauses.
Andrew, I just want you to do the openings from now on because you're so much better at them than I am, and
my bad.
I just love when you do them. It just makes my heart happy. Those are all your words. And
sure.
I didn't bring any exaggerations into there.
No.
In fact, I dialed it back from what you originally said.
Yeah.
There was a lot of bowing and praise involved. It was awkward for all of us.
It was, but my bad.
I guess, you know what? You know what, from now on, you can handle the openings because you're so good at it. Yeah. Flip the script.
Okay, so...
We are continuing our Sword Art Online playthrough, as in...
Discussion.
I don't know why I said playthrough.
Video games.
It is a video game.
With the last two arcs in Season 2, just because
One's a micro arc.
Yeah, the Excalibur arc is too short to be its own episode.
Yeah, the Excalibur arc really kind of gave you a little bit more of the lore around the Alfheim game.
Right.
And gave you a peek into the fact that the world is kind of alive.
Yeah, it's based... Essentially, Alfheim is based around Norse mythology.
Yeah.
But for some reason it has Excalibur in it.
Right, so there's a little...
Yeah.
Weirdness there. You don't know what to think because the game is suddenly like allowing for cities to get destroyed if you don't do this thing, and you have one competing group hiring adventurers
to
basically
kill jellyfin things and
to kill Tonki's friends and
who is a jellyfin. Well,
he's a jellyfin. And then you have Ord, right?
Ord?
Isn't it Ord who gives them the mission?
Yeah.
Who gives them this mission that if they don't stop people from killing all the Tonkis,
they'll go extinct.
And then the cities will collapse, and then...
Yeah, but if they do it, then eventually it'll trigger...
another war. Like, there's a lot of war.
It'll trigger
Ragnarok. Yeah. There's a lot of layers to it, and then suddenly everyone in the little Alfheim group goes, "Oh, well, that wouldn't make any sense." That doesn't make any sense because
it'll destroy all the servers, and
the game wouldn't do that. Why would a game destroy itself? And then you're like, "Well, you're right. That makes no sense, and why nobody other than you has accepted this quest? Because no one other than you has a Jellyfint at their disposal."
Correct.
And Jellyfint is so fun to say.
It is. Anyway, they go into the dungeon and clear it pretty quick.
Klein frees this random girl that's in a cage in a hallway, which is an odd place for a cage.
Freya, I think, is what the original name is. For some reason, she ends up being Thor.
Yeah, there was
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, they took
maybe I don't know enough about Norse mythology, but
I know some, and that doesn't make any sense to me either.
It doesn't either. Somehow, I don't know how she ends up being fucking Thor.
Yeah, and then
Klein's gifted Mjolnir and never uses it
because he's a samurai,
and he's not a hammer wielder.
Which,
because
in his in defense of the fact that he should use the hammer, other than the fact it's fucking Mjolnir,
right? It's the greatest hammer to be ever be forged.
Plenty of samurais used warhammers.
Oh yeah,
it was part of the culture.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't just katanas.
Oh yeah,
and that's a common misconception. There were people who used the I don't know what it's called, a glaive almost.
Yeah,
or the long stick with the sword at the end.
Yeah, there's nodachis and
there was plenty of other weapons.
Yeah.
And he's like...
Talwars, I think. No. Or no, Talwar's not a Japanese.
That's Middle eastern, I think.
Yeah.
And you're just like, dude, there were plenty of other types of weapons. You don't have to use a katana. You don't have to be a stereotype.
Yeah.
And Klein's the whitest guy in the entire series.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure he's a white guy that moved to Japan.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think he's an American that moved to Japan. It doesn't say it, but
it's implied.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, who else orders
teriyaki and mayo pizza?
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to talk about
to have ginger ale to wash it down?
Nobody likes ginger ale.
How fucking white could you be?
Nobody likes ginger ale. You're going to say you like ginger ale, aren't you?
No, actually, I don't.
Yeah, it's not good. Ginger beer's good if you're making a Moscow Mule.
Yeah. But other than that...
Yeah. No.
Ginger's okay in, like, food every once in a while, but...
Yeah, it's a good little, seasoning.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah. But...
Yeah, no.
They get Excalibur, and Kirito throws it into a pit, and Sinon
saves it with a grappling arrow.
Yeah, and then fucking Klein makes the best joke about all Kirito's girlfriends.
Yeah,
and then he gets fucking super kicked. I don't remember who did the edit, but I saw an edit where they edited in Jim Ross from WWE calling something for Shawn Michaels' Sweet Chin Music when he did that. Just it's magical.
That's fantastic.
Just because, and the fact that Sinon's flirting with him, and then all the other girls in the background are just, are you fucking serious right now?
Glare.
Okay. So that's really it for the Excalibur arc. It was a fun arc. It was a fun kind of just sidebar. It was sort of a resolve to the original Alfheim arc, because Sugo pulls out Excalibur, if you remember right.
Yeah,
he pulls out Excalibur, so it's a little bit of it called back to that a little bit, and
if I remember correctly, there's a flashback in there that Kirito had Excalibur in SAO.
No, it's from Alfheim. He takes it from Sugo.
Oh,
and
gotcha.
But he lets it go because remember he logged in under Heathcliff's ID, admin ID.
Oh, right.
But he, it's a fun little sidebar from.
And then
the
Kirito never uses it.
No, he sort of does. He doesn't use it often. He doesn't use the dual wielding steel often, just because there's a lot of lag.
Well, as we get into really looking at it, Kirito can't dual wield in the traditional sense.
No, not like he could in Aincrad.
Right, because there's no sword skill for it, so he's basically just alternating hands with his sword skills.
He's alternating one-handed sword skills, yeah.
Yeah. And
which causes lag and...
Right, that's why he can't optimize
and he just doesn't use it that often. He
right.
uses it for the serious stuff. So it's...
And even into the next piece with the Yuki saga, he still only uses one sword.
Well, he uses two to fend off the giant raid party.
Yeah, at the very end. But other than
near
that,
the very
it's
end,
just him.
Typically, he
even
just
when
one.
He goes into the duel with
Yuki.
Even when it was Zekken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just used one sword, but. And I get it. If it causes lag, then you want to use it that often. Because you use it when you feel like you have to, because you need that extra edge.
Yeah.
But
then we roll into the saddest thing.
Oh, Jesus.
So, as Kirito is going, along as Kazuto, Kirigaya in real life, and Asuna is operating
we get an Asuna arc, almost.
As Asuna.
We get an Asuna-centered arc, I guess. I can't think of a storyline. There we go.
Yeah, the problem is it doesn't make her, lightning flash Asuna.
They show, for lack of a better term, flashes of it, but, she's not lightning flash Asuna anymore.
Yeah, you only get flashes. It was a good pun. It was a good pun.
It wasn't intended to be a pun,
but it was good.
Okay, I guess.
But yeah, you like, see little glimpses into her, like...
That would have been a better word.
Old school ways. And
damn it.
And you see, like, wow, man, Billy Badass over here.
Yeah.
And then the problem is, you get Sappy McSapperson when it comes to, you know...
The Sleeping Knights.
The Sleeping Knights, and then her mom and her don't get along because her mom doesn't understand her
She's a total
world.
Karen.
Like, her mom doesn't understand her video game life and just wants her to be a nerd. And again, this goes back to the culture difference between America and Japan.
Because they want her to get married, and they want her to marry into a good family, and for some reason they don't like Kazuto because he's poor.
Yep.
Essentially, like...
No, you're right. And in video games...
I mean, he's going to make
to
bank off of the little camera thing that he made originally for Yui.
Mechatronics.
Mechaphonics.
Yep. Mechadonics.
Mechadonics?
No.
No.
He already showed Austin that.
Yeah. We've made a lot of those jokes while watching the show.
Oh yeah, it's just it's a good time.
About how much puss he must get, like, God. Anyway,
good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Bad for Asuna because she's got to deal with the competition.
Yeah, but one of the competition was already resolved because sister cousin and gross.
Yeah, gross.
But with Liz and
Xenon
and yeah. But again,
we have fun with this one.
Yeah,
for the most part. When you're like,
because Yuki's a really likable character.
Yeah, she's awesome, and then we find out the truth.
Yes, yeah.
And sweet God, was it horrible.
All of the Sleeping Knights have terminal diseases. I'm guessing mostly cancer. Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
it only really acknowledges one.
AIDS.
Yeah, Yuki has AIDS.
One of the other ones has leukemia.
Yeah, the other ones it doesn't really explain.
Which one of them is voiced by the English dub guy for Saitama, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Which One Punch Man is probably going to end up on this podcast eventually, when we decide where we're going after this, because
we have no idea.
We haven't decided. It
could
be anything.
It could be Death Note, Full Metal,
My Hero,
Rurouni
Kenshin, Log Horizon.
Yeah. We'll flip a coin.
Teletubbies, could be anything.
Probably not Teletubbies.
It won't be Teletubbies because it's not an anime.
No.
Get it right.
It's horrifying.
Yeah. But the person, the baby that plays
I saw that she has a kid.
Yeah, had a baby.
I feel old.
Yeah. Should dress her up like the sun.
Aw.
Because that'd be hilarious.
That's adorable.
Yeah. It's genius.
Anyway.
So, we find out that there's a monument in floor 1
for all the people that
cleared
floors and not the people that fucking died in Sword Art. Like, what the fuck is that?
Maybe it's just because no one wants to talk about it.
Maybe.
It's kind of depressing.
They're trying to almost wipe it from memory.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because it's not going to.
Because you're in a game that uses a one-off of Nerve Gear, and so you don't want to be reminded of that time Nerve Gear was killing people.
That's true.
That's probably what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, I get it. It's just...
I mean, this one doesn't tap into your spinal cord, so...
No.
This one's more... They don't really explain how it's...
No, they just say it's safer.
Yeah, it has more brain
It has more security protections than the Nerve Gear did.
Yeah, and it doesn't, make your head explode.
Yeah. But this arc is super sad. Like,
yeah, because we find out Yuki has AIDS, and she's
from a tainted blood transfusion when her mom was like after her mom gave birth, or when she was sick or something like that.
Yeah, no, passed down to her kids.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's really sad. Then you see that she's in this medicuboid or whatever they call it.
Medicuboid.
The medicuboid.
Yeah.
And you're like, huh. Weird.
Yeah.
And then you find out in the last 4 seconds of the fucking season,
right,
the entire purpose of everything.
Right. The original patent for the medicuboid was written up and created by Akihiko Kayaba.
For those of you who don't remember, he's the motherfucker that trapped everyone in SAO.
Right.
On accident.
Right. It pretty much confirms that it was accident. That at least that people died.
Right. He did it on purpose to lock him in. But
right. To test and have verifiable data that kind of treatment works. That you can keep somebody alive.
Right. And they wouldn't be able
like
to feel outside pain.
Right.
So like your physical body being ravaged by a disease, your in-game character wouldn't feel the pain.
Right.
So I guess, it is what it is.
Yeah, it makes sense, and obviously the people actually dying in-game was a glitch that happened.
And resulted in Heathcliff joining the game.
Right.
Because Kayaba realized, hey, these guys need to clear this somehow.
I need to help.
And everyone's dying because they're dumb as fuck.
Yeah. The abridged gives a wonderful explanation for it, where essentially just everyone's stupid.
Oh, now you've seen Tron.
Yeah. He's making all these movie references and just. Has anybody seen Tron? No? Scanners? No? Okay, so this is what will happen to you if you die in the game.
I'm glad I kept that bookmarked.
Just bookmark that.
It's interesting because you think about it and you go, okay, so was Kaiba really a bad guy?
Not really, but he was, because he could have been public with it.
Right, he could have asked people's permission.
Yeah, it could have been hey, do you want to help me test this? And obviously the real death was unforeseen. And that would have come after, and people would have been a lot smarter with it. I think if they understood that it was, because there's a lot of people died that just killed themselves, that jumped off the edge.
Yeah, because they felt they'd lost hope.
Yeah. Well, they jumped off the edge within half an hour of learning that they were stuck. I mean, and then another 1,000 died just trying to find the damn boss room.
Yeah, trying to clear the first floor.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And then after that, death slowed down and stuff like that, but
because the bad players, or not as experienced players, stayed behind in the first couple floors and learned we're just making a living, getting by. People became smiths, shop owners, stuff like that. But there's a whole damn orphanage for child players, which was haunting.
Man, we'd like to buy your orphanage.
Again, the abridged, great. Something witty entertainment made the abridged. It's
fantastic.
It's pretty damn funny.
Just because it a lot of the times the abridged stuff will point out the dumb stuff in the show that the fans point out.
Right.
But anyway, continuing.
I forgot what I was saying.
We were talking about. Damn, what were we talking about?
People dying.
Yeah, essentially. Talking about the abridged. How they point out the dumb stuff that...
Right. The abridged basically just kind of gives you the simple version of it.
Yeah.
And it just allows your brain to just kind of see it as matter of fact.
Yeah.
For people didn't know what they were doing, and they were idiots. Like, you didn't take it seriously, or you just didn't care for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. But you see the fact that they're reintegrating the Aincrad into Alfheim, which is an odd dynamic that was created.
Yeah.
Because you didn't necessarily need to bring Aincrad back.
No, but it was
nice to see it again, but at the same time it was not the same.
Yeah, it was just trying to replace the memories of other people. Essentially, is the way I saw it.
And you're re-clearing the boss floors that, like, Kirito would have cleared most of them anyway.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't have been anything new and exciting for him, Asuna, and
maybe
Klein.
they were different bosses. Maybe they weren't the same.
Yeah, maybe their patterns were different, weapons or whatever.
Yeah, maybe they weren't the same, like...
Yeah. Because they called it new Aincrad, so I guess it's different.
So I'm sure they kept the majority of stuff the same, like... They had the house that they had bought was the same. I don't know why that mattered.
And then suddenly Yui could go
human again, like in like a more
back to like normal size.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was
something that really
random.
It was introduced because she did the same thing in Alfheim when they got up to the cage. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
But it didn't happen often enough for it to really seem like it was established.
Right, and that kind of gave her like this... She's still kind of an admin kind of vibe, where...
because she's an AI, 100%.
So like, wouldn't that give her the ability to access things and be able to cheat for Kirito, basically? I'm not saying Kirito would take it, but wouldn't that door be open?
I would think so, but again,
and
I think
no one questions it.
I think it's the fact that it is it's...
Yeah. I don't know.
He probably could, but he doesn't. Because
it's his daughter, we get it.
No, it's not. Shut up.
Why? She refers to him as daddy.
It is the dumbest shit.
Are you saying that two 17-year-olds can't have a 8-year-old kid running around calling them mommy and dad?
Yes.
Why not?
Again.
It makes sense.
Quit playing devil's advocate. You hate it too.
I hate it.
You hate it more than I do.
Okay.
Like,
and I... Okay. So at the very...
Let's clear this.
At the very end...
Okay.
Of this arc, when Asuna has her mom go into game with her...
Right.
Could you fucking imagine...
Oh my god.
The plot twist of Yui just comes out and goes, Mommy, who's this? And then she has to explain to her mother...
Everything that's happened in between. Oh my god.
Why there is a child coming up calling her mommy.
Yeah.
And then she gets to explain to her mom that she's grandma now.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
And also, how quick was that resolution for Asuna's mom? Just be like, I look out a window and see snowfall from this cabin, and she tells me about this time with Grandma and Grandpa, and suddenly...
And it makes me feel bad.
And suddenly, I understand you now.
Asuna guilt trips her mom, essentially,
in 5 seconds when she couldn't do it the entire series.
Right. Why did you have to go into game to do that?
Right. Like, I get it. She doesn't understand your video game world.
Right, and... Okay.
But also... It's just... Doesn't make any sense.
There's a lot of stuff in this fucking show that doesn't make sense. That's really dumb, that's unnecessary, that's...
It's just so quick to resolve issues that should have taken longer.
Yeah, that really could have taken... It could have taken longer, it could have just happened off screen.
Okay.
Like, it might as well have just happened off screen.
This could have been, literally, so the 4 different arcs, really, the 4 main arcs.
Right.
Could have been 3 seasons.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I don't understand why Gun Gale had to break up the 2 Alfheim seasons. I get you want Sinon as a character.
Yeah, you want Sinon as a character in the other part. Okay, whatever.
She uses a bow from long range. I get it. It's like a sniper rifle for the old school.
Yeah, it's just...
So
she carried over her same character, pretty much.
Yeah, and you can do that. That's what Kirito did. That's why he had the weird hair thing that we talked about last time.
And I don't know if she actually carried over her character or not, or if she just created a new one. They gave the impression that she created a brand new one. Because she said she wanted like this legendary bow, and he says like your avatar is what 2 months old and you're already going after a legendary weapon. Like
it could have been the fact that she converted the character over and was like, okay, I have some abilities, but I'm still new to this game. I don't understand it.
Right.
Like how when Kirito first got into Alfheim and was like, I have all my strength and skills.
Gun Gale even.
Yeah. And he transferred his avatar over. Because they talk about at the beginning of the Gun Gale arc that he usually, if he's going to play a different game, he just creates a new account.
Right. But for the purposes of needing to be good, he created his own.
He transferred Kirito over.
Yeah.
Which is odd that we talk about it once. And then he's never a video game detective again. Which is disappointing.
As far as I know.
Yeah,
I don't know what happens in Season 3, but...
True. Because you have this guy at the beginning of the Gun Gale that's in Alfheim with them when he's not detective.
Yeah, he works for the government.
And then
he was originally on the SAO task force.
And then he's never seen again.
Yeah, they don't... He just... No, you do see him again because he's up in the Yuki arc. He's up on the... When they're clearing the floor, the 421 boss room, he's up on the cliff with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't know.
It's the same. It's the same guy.
Guess I didn't know.
I don't know for sure, but that's always the impression that I got, that it was the same guy.
Yeah, and then Yuki gets, the names on the monument.
Right.
And, Awesome.
Stuff happens.
Awesome has to join, and then
everything gets all sad from there.
Everything gets real awkward, and then she finds the truth, and then we're all kind of just like, I think it's a fair place to end this, because it got depressing.
Yeah.
And then, Yuki gets to be in the game one last time. And you get that really heartfelt, sad moment when all the fairies just show up, and everyone's just like...
We were making jokes about stuff.
To avoid feelings, we decided that it would be better for two grown men to not cry in the middle of a couch together, just to make some jokes. So, in the races, the joke in the abridged is there's going to be a race war.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, I can't believe they invited those damn Spriggans here. And, that was all just to avoid having emotions and feelings.
Yeah, it's 100%
sad.
That's a lot of our jokes.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. Avoid the feelings that you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I mean, you should have them, but
not sitting on the couch with your bro.
Yep. So, I don't know where we go from here. Sad arc.
We haven't decided on what we're doing next.
We'll take suggestions.
100%. Realistically, we'll probably do either Death Note, Log Horizon, or Seven Deadly Sins.
Mm-hmm.
One of the three. We haven't decided yet. Of course, we could always add another one to that list.
Could be an anime movie. Could be something.
Yeah, we might do the Sword Art movie. Who knows?
It all depends on...
It would be a good wrap-up to... what we've already talked about, and while we wait for Season 3 to be dubbed.
Yeah, because I am not a strong reader, so I don't do subs. Sorry.
Nope, there's nothing wrong with subs, but...
Right, and if that's your preference, that's your preference.
We know plenty of people that prefer the sub. But
yeah, and those of you that are like, oh my god, you listen to dub, you don't actually watch anime, you know what? You're a bad person, so... We should all just enjoy the stories together. And just because some words are a little different, doesn't mean the story's different.
Yeah. Typically. Yeah. Sometimes they'll cut out different phrases and stuff, but other than that, it's really the same damn. It's the same damn shit.
And I enjoy finding voice actors from multiple shows in the same show.
Yeah.
And they go from playing minor roles to being Saitama in a different show, so it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, One Punch Man.
King
and Seven Deadly Sins.
Seven Deadly Sins, yeah.
So many connections. He was actually in Mobile Suit Gundam, if you watched that show, like I did in the early 2000s, because Gundams are dope. And if you can see in the background, I have a Gundam back there. It's it's a unicorn Gundam.
Okay.
Yeah. Master Grid. It's fine. You wouldn't understand.
I wouldn't. I didn't watch Gundam. Was never super interested in it, but
okay. We're just gonna.
That's where we differ.
Yeah, I'm just gonna avoid that. Avoid that completely. It's a fantastic show.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Tell your friends. Tell people you don't like. Tell people you do like.
Us nerd virgins.
Yeah. Comments and anime suggestions. Don't comment on our sexual histories.
Yeah, because
don't be.
And obviously that was
trolls.
supposed to be an insult, but it's not.
It's not.
We think it's funny. We're gonna keep making jokes about it. It's gonna be a recurring thing.
Yeah, don't be an internet troll. In
Yeah.
fact, if you're gonna troll for me saying that, okay.
Cool.
Follow us on social medias.
Yep.
And keep up the support. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Other than that,
I think that's it.
I think that's it. Peace.